What is up, team? Welcome back to Research World Rewind, episode 13. As you can see, joined by Neda for this special one. As always, follow us on social media to keep up to date with all of the Research World content, these Rewind videos, and everything SMR. Neda, you're joining me for this one. Why?
Well, as always, please have a look at researchworld.com. There has been a lot of interesting content across the last 2 weeks, a lot of news, a lot of tailored articles, and very cool blogs from thought leaders from our industry and beyond. But for this episode and the next one, so it's a two-parter, we actually wanted to draw your attention to the video content on researchworld.com.
Absolutely.
You have noticed in the middle of the page, there's actually a content block which showcases a lot of interesting interviews and recordings from SMR TV. During which we actually talk to a lot of thought leaders. So for this one, we actually have a really special one.
Absolutely. So first up in the two-part series, as Neda said, is an interview that I got to do with Matt Roberts from Formula One. And this is going to talk all about how they used Wi-Fi beacons to improve customer experiences at their races. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hi everyone, welcome back to the studio. Thank you, Neda, for giving the floor back to me. As she mentioned, I'm joined now by Matt from Formula One. Matt, lovely to have you here.
Hi, great to be here.
So, for those of you on the live stream, you will have hopefully just seen Matt's presentation on Technovate stage. So we're just going to dive a little bit deeper into the topic.
Okay.
For anyone perhaps that's only just tuning in and missed the presentation, can you tell me briefly what the topic was?
Yeah, it's basically how at F1 we're kind of using data technology and Wi-Fi analytics to understand how spectators are consuming our races. So how are they moving around? What's their footfall? To really understand, where are our hotspots around the circuit, where aren't, and how can we commercially kind of maximize different parts of our circuit.
And so when I was reading the paper, something that stood out to me was such a global brand was doing a lot of things still on kind of gut feeling, and there was an issue about understanding quantity and quality of the customers. Can you tell me kind of what was the key issue here, and how come it was on gut feeling for so long?
Yeah, I mean, F1 was kind of run like a bit of a one-man band for many, many years, and then after Liberty came in 2017, they sort of wanted to turn it more into kind of a commercial entertainment business. So suddenly we had a research team which was headed by myself, a marketing team, a digital team. I mean, it's crazy to think none of these teams were there before, and there wasn't even a Facebook page a few years ago, and that's how basic we were. So before data wasn't considered an important thing. It was all about big deals with big races and big sponsors, and now I think the world has become much more accountable. Sponsors need numbers to prove why it's effective to be involved in F1, and I think if someone's going to spend a lot of money on our sport, they want numbers and accountability. So that's where my team comes into play.
And so this is a very recent team, right? Relatively speaking.
Yeah, I mean the longest serving person is a guy on my team who was there 1 month before me 2 years ago. 2 years, 2 months. So we are 2 years in, but we've done a lot in the 2 years. We've launched a number of new initiatives around sort of understanding the brand, understanding spectator experience, understanding digital, understanding how we can get more sponsors on board, all that kind of stuff. So we're doing a lot of work around helping the different stakeholders grow their size of the business.
Brilliant. And so this kind of the new sort of insights function kind of started with when Mesh came in with their footfall analytics. Can you tell us a little bit more sort of about that? What do the footfall analytics tell you? What do they help you with?
Well, before we used Mesh, we actually just did traditional surveys with racegoers to ask about their experience. And we found that there was a lot of data which was overclaimed, so people saying they'd been to the fan zone or they'd bought merchandise. So we wanted to actually get some actual data. So we used Mesh to put some sensors around the circuit, and the sensors pick up people's Wi-Fi signals, so we can understand exactly how many people there are in different parts of the circuit, what they're doing, how long they're staying there for. And it gives us an idea of actual real numbers, and to go back to the business with and say, actually, you should move the fan zone here because this is where there's most traffic, or you should move the merchandise stands here because that's where people are and there's a chance to make more money out of them. So yeah, we've done Mesh now about 20 races.
Amazing.
So yeah, it's and more for the next year as well. So
and is the idea to eventually use these on all of the F1 races throughout the calendar year?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment we use them because they do the analysis for us as part of the contract, but in time we'd love to be more self-sufficient, and we own the sensors. When you buy mesh, you buy the sensors. So if we could learn how to do it ourselves, we could become self-sufficient and do it ourselves at all 20 races. It's something that we're working towards over the next few years, so hopefully, yeah.
And so since their implementation, I understand that it was through 2018, 2019 that this started sort of to become an integral role for F1. What are some of the key learnings or the key findings that you've seen so far?
Yeah, I mean, as you can imagine, so we get about 200,000 people per European race, so we get a huge sample size with so much data. But yeah, we found out that actually not many people move around the circuit. So people come in one gate and they stay around that area, or they stay near their grandstand. So it means that we need more merchandise stands, not just one in one area. We need to make sure there's many around the circuit for all the key kind of hotspots. We found that same for fan zone, there's one fan zone, so we need more of those activations elsewhere around the circuit because people just don't move around. We found loads of things. I mean, we found that people stay in their seats for, a third of people sit in their seats for 3 hours or more. We don't have any in-seat retail. We found that in the Middle East, people love the family and kids activations. They don't care so much about the F1 activations, whereas in Europe it's the polar opposite, and people want to be able to do their own pit stop and do their own simulators and esports. So there's so many learnings that we're able to take back to our race promoters and change things to improve that experience.
Amazing. I wish I had more time to chat more in depth about this. I hope I get to chat with you off camera a little bit longer. But Matt, thank you so much for being here. For anyone watching, I hope you enjoyed the conversation and the presentation. And I'm going to hand the floor back to Neda now, and we'll see you just in a sec.
We really hope you enjoyed this. I thought this was a very interesting interview. So have a look at the video content section on researchworld.com. And of course, we hope you enjoy the articles and the blogs that we've been able to share with you for the last 2 weeks.
Absolutely. And team, as always, if you've enjoyed the content, let us know on social media, which you can see on screen right now. Hope you've enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one.